Everybody's really been digging this Booner school thing we're doing, and one of the things we're getting a lot of requests on is shed hunting. People really want to know kind of some basic tips on shed hunting, what to help them find. And you know, that's a really tough thing because shed hunting can change year in and year out for different areas. You know, food sources change, so lots of things change. Cover, woods can be logged one year, could be, you know, fine the next year. You could have food plots in different locations, standing corn, neighbors could have something. But some of the basic things I do on my farms, because I still try to look for them on all my farms, is I try to start on the edges first. I work the edges of the fields and in the fields, and you know, I look for those easier areas first and really scan them good, and then I work my way in to those thicker spots, or like those oak flats where the deer could be bedding. I try to find those south-facing hillsides late in the year where the sun is warming the deer up, areas with good thermal cover. And just for an example, and I mean, this is no BS right here. I mean, this isn't a great big shed, but it's a big call buck I have on this farm, and I want to get him out of here. But I'm walking this field. It's the first time I've been in here, and it's been real wet, and I just hiked all the way back into here. Thought I'd just take a quick walk here after work. But this is legit, this shed lighting right here. I didn't plant this. This is the real deal. It's not a big shed. He's just a big old crappy buck, but he's an old deer, and you can see how, in fact, there's a turkey turd there too. But that's just a nice, you know, but it's cool. It's a shed, you know. I mean, to some people, finding that shed is a big deal, and you know, it's harder to find sheds in areas where you don't have a high deer density. So you really got to think like a deer. You know, you got to work those spots where, you know, and like here, there's trails right where this shed, let me back up here. You can see this trail right here behind me going in right here. And this leads right down into a ravine, and them deer bed right down inside there. So eventually what I'm going to do is, after I work this field out, I'll get on that end and I'll work this field or this ravine, and I'll work this thick stuff all the way back and forth, looking for these sheds where these deer are piled up. There's a lot to it. I mean, for one, you just got to get some boot time out there. And you know, if you haven't been real successful at it, take notes when you do find sheds. You know, mark it on your phones, you know, on your Hunt on X or your Scout Look, things like that, you know, and you can really start to see patterns every year where you're going to find deer sheds. I pretty much consistently find them in the same areas all the time. And so it's just something that helps put the pieces of the puzzle together. Definitely, like I said, those sunny slopes for bedding deer. You know, the food sources are the major keys. You know, a lot of times this time of year, winter wheat fields, you know, deer digging through the snow looking for that winter wheat that farmers planted in the fall, and it's starting to green up. You know, standing beans, standing corn, you know, just lots of different things. You know, browse areas where there's, you know, a lot of browse cover where deer can hit, you know, browse through the winter time. I found antlers hanging in honeysuckle, or, you know, in briars, you name it. So there's just lots of things to look for.